Hello everybody, welcome back to Grade 1 Theory, and today I'm going to be dealing with the time names of notes. It is Module 4 on the ABRSM syllabus, and you can go check out that syllabus and those modules on the www.mymusictheory.com site. I'm not affiliated to ABRSM, but I do follow that site for the syllabus, and there are fantastic modules there, and practice tests and exercises that you can do, and of course the written instructions for basically what I'm going to tell you today. So time names of notes. Every note is held for a different time duration, a different length, long, short, etc. So once you get to reading music, it's important that you understand how long you have to hold a note. Okay, so what I want to show you are the different notes. That's a semibreathe. This is a minim. Here are two minims. These are crotchets, and these are quavers, and you get something also called a semi-quaver. All right, you can see that the semibreathe is a round circle that's not colored in. The minim is a round circle that's not colored in with a stem, and the crotchets are all colored in. They should be more like a circle with stems. The quaver has one little flag on the end of its stem, and the semiquaver has two little flags. So that's how you write them. What I want you to know is that this is your longest note. It counts for 4 beats, and those 4 beats are represented by 4 crotchets, or 4 what they call quarter notes. All right, the next thing I want you to know is that every note has 2 names, and you've got to know those 2 names, not just the one name. So a semibreathe is also known as a whole note. A minim is known as a half note. A crotchet is known as a quarter note. A quaver is known as an 8th note, and a semiquaver is known as a 16th note. All right, so here we have the semibreathe. Now I want you to think about it as an apple, because really this is just maths. Here's your apple. If I cut the apple in half, I end up with 2 halves, and that's why the next note down, which is the minim, is called a half note. If I cut the apple again, I get 4 quarters, and that's why the next note is called a quarter note. And if I keep cutting that apple, I get an 8th note, or 8 parts to the apple, 8 little bits of the apple. And if I go on, I end up with, let me see if I can do this properly, I end up with 16 little bits of the apple, and that's why we have a 16th note. So all you are doing is you're dividing this first note that you're learning about, which is the semibreathe. You're dividing it in half and ending up with a half note, and then dividing the half note in half and ending up with what they call a quarter note, or a crotchet. You're dividing that note up into 2, and you're ending up with an 8th note. So 8th notes and semiquavers, 16th notes, can also be beamed together. So they can either have a little flag like that, or they can be beamed together. So that's why I've done it like that. And then these quavers are dividing up. I won't draw it all out because it's rather tedious. These become 16th notes. And that gives you the duration of how long a note should be played. So if I count you into these 4 notes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, 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 ba. Each note gets a beat. If I take the semibreathe and I play the semibreathe, I have to hold the note for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, off. Right. And the half note, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, off. Bar off, or 1, 2 off, 3, 4 off. Right, makes sense. So counts for 4, counts for 2, each note gets a count, and then after that the notes begin to even get shorter in duration. They become half of the beat, and then they halve again. So try and understand this from a point of view of maths. And if you're confused about it, physically take an apple at home, cut it in half, you have 2 half notes. Cut it again, you have 4 quarters, and those are the beats within the notes that you have to know. So I hope that makes sense. If you would like to see the written instructions for the module, go look at the ABRSM syllabus on the www.mymusictheory.com site. Thank you.